check out. And then it opens on the other. I think one of these fridges is in our future. We need a new fridge. We made a video recently and people are ripping on us about how our fridge opens on the wrong sides. We live in Tachikawa, just outside of Tokyo. So, but we've been here for like over a decade. So we've lived in different areas, all in the Kanto area. But yeah, thanks for the raid, by the way. That's quite a few people you just threw at us. Appreciate it. Where is the crew that just rolled in from? Like, what parts of the world are you guys in? Just the smaller doors open easier. Pizza box. Oh, word. Yeah, and thanks to everybody for the follows. Bahamut Magus. There we go. I think I got that name right. Japan has too many cool stuff. Yeah, I mean, yes-ish. Yeah, I mean, they have an interesting take on a lot of different things. So right now I'm inside of like a place called Bit Camera. Look how wide this fridge is. Maybe that feels normal. Seattle just across the pond. Oh yeah, we're neighbors basically. Loved your visit to Japan. Nice. Watch your YouTube channel. Oh, word. Good. Nice. Japan, not Jewish. Did I misspeak? Did I just make a? Did I say the wrong word? All right. So let's look inside of this thing and actually get a peek. This is one of the serious ones. It shows. Look at how many beers are in here. Oh my God. This person needs to join the program, y'all. All right. So you've got. Ooh, it's like pressurized. Hold on. What? It made like a pff noise. So like air pressurizes it so you can keep like fish and steaks and stuff inside of it. Whoa. We got this guy. I don't quite know what. I've never shot for fridges in my life, so I'm gonna kind of feel like a fool doing this, but yeah, okay, there's things. Almost an American sized fridge, yeah, just about. The reflection, scare yourself getting a it's not Bit Camera, it's BIC. B-I-C. Oh, bad keywords on your iPad. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't say something wrong. I didn't want to drop some Kanye West bullshit on you guys by accident. Big Camera's color application. Oh yeah, here. I can read the chat and I can see you and you can see me. This is the whole thing. We're just walking around. I'm not actually like gonna buy a fridge here. Extra beer for the going next year. Now that the borders open tomorrow, right? Don't hate on the American Chungus fridges. I got no hate. All right, so then we got this. Looks like ice, and this one looks like ice cream. That's a kanji, I know. It means ice cream. Yeah, it is. It is reflective. I don't know. I kind of dig it. Holy smokes! Look at the price. So like historically, you look at Japanese money, like yen. You just drop off the last two numbers, and then you say that's dollars. But right now, the yen is really weak. So this is probably a $4,000 fridge. That would be my ballpark guess. All right. So this is for. Well, how do you open it? You touch it. Okay. It says one touch. Okay. So, whoa. Touchy. One touchy. I'm touching. I guess you gotta wait. How hard do you have to touchy? Or do you touch someplace else? Oh, here we go. There's a bar. Okay, I got it. It's like an automatic door. Almost a 5K. Yeah. What if the touch sensor breaks? I guess you starve to death. There can't be any other. There's no other solution. All right, guys. What are we doing here? So I'm inside of a building and I'm a little worried I'm gonna have sketchy signal. So now we've got this raid and now I'm like super worried about it. But we'll risk it and we'll go up another level. This is the appliances floor. I actually think the appliances floor is kind of nice. Like to just like walk around and see some of the wacky shit they've got. I feel like I'm gonna have to pay a slumlord off. Dude's just looking back at me, give me your money. Alright. Alright, here at the Katie and Eric channel, we try not to show people's butts on the escalator. Sorry. So you gotta deal with my face while we escalate. Yeah, this department store is pretty big too. It's not like one of the ridiculous ones. They get ridiculous. They get ridiculous big. So we've got video games on this floor. It's just new stuff, so it's not gonna be super interesting. But we will have a quick peek. So it's like toys and stuff over here. But it's gonna be like a bunch of like basically Nintendo stuffs. So you're not showing strangers' butts is why you aren't hitting the numbers? That might be true. But it's just like, oh, is it new Bayonetta? Bayonetta comes out this month. It's not my jam, but I know some people dig on it. It's like audio explosions over here. Yeah. The one in Akihabara, I think, had a really big Monster Hunter thing. This store is like, it's kind of big, but it's not like ridiculously huge. Lots of like the controllers you give your friend when they come over, so you can beat them at Mario Kart controllers. Like this thing, you can go over to somebody's house and be like, here's your controller. Good luck. It feels terrible. Oh my gosh. Do they have PlayStation 5s? Probably not in stock. I think you still have to like win awards or win a contest or whatever, like that kind of like a lottery, just to get a place to have the opportunity to buy one. Pumped for Splatoon 3. I played the first one and I really liked it, but I can't deal personally with like I can't deal personally with competitive games. There's a PlayStation 5. I end up getting too like emotionally invested, and then like I just can't deal with the anger. So I tend to not play them. Wait, what the hell? Is this what Sonic looks like now? We went to a store the other day and couldn't even find a webcam. Yeah. It's kind of the same deal here, where it's hard to buy video games. You can buy a Switch usually pretty easily now. Even the OLED Switches are pretty simple to come by. These things are pretty dope if you're into like fighting games. It's just really big, but they feel really great, really good buttons and stuff. Probably not gonna walk around the toy section filming kids, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's a VTuber doing promo for Sonic? Oh, okay. I don't know, maybe Sonic's like, maybe that's what Sonic does now, I don't know. So this is kind of a weird thing. These Pro controllers, I think Nintendo stopped making them. Tabletop card games, no, it's never been my thing. But like I wanted a Pro controller, but like I want to get a second one for Katie, but like they're out of stock everywhere, and on Amazon they're like $150, which like no. All right. Probably not that interesting to look at air conditioners. So maybe I'll skip the air conditioners. Dehumidifiers and stuff. Sonic can't sell himself anymore. Okay to call Hololive to hell. Hololive, I guess, is a YouTuber. Thoughts on the Mario movie? Let's see, what's my take on the Mario movie? Hold on, we gotta pull over for this kind of discussion. This is serious stuff. Gotta chill with my homies here. No, so like the Mario movie, I think that, I've said this a couple times, it is not for me. Like, I am like an old dude, right? Like 42, I grew up with Mario and stuff. And they're not making this movie for me. They're making this movie for the general audience. That said, it could look worse than it does. I think some of the designs look cool. All that, like in the trailer, like all the stuff with like Bowser like coming down and all that looks really cool. But I think like some of the humor is a little bit like Hollywoody. And it's maybe a little tried and like played out, but the movie is for kids. The movie is for like getting new people into the Mario universe. They don't care about me. I'm already in the Mario universe. So it's about like branding themselves for newer people and doing it so it's culturally accessible worldwide and not offensive to adults and still entertaining to children. There's a lot of balls to juggle. So my take on the Mario movie is I'll probably see it and it'll be a 6 out of 10, which is perfectly fine for what they want. But I recognize how hard what they're doing is. What do you do for work? You did the jet program in Nagasaki for 3 years. Yeah, done the teaching thing. My wife and I were never jets, but we have done the teaching thing. But it's been many years since we've done that. I run a YouTube channel at this point, and I have for quite a few years. And my wife has been a proofreader for a translation company. But she recently quit her job because she was being power harassed. So now she is sort of in between work and going to school for a bit, and she's in a flux point. How much help they need to get people into the Mario universe. As a kid, you're introduced to Nintendo games anyway. That's true, but yeah. But I mean, like, think about like kids in China. Like those kids don't have, they may not have access to it, or kids in like, you know, Malaysia, or like just, it has to be accessible worldwide. That's really hard. So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be a fine movie, but the more they make it niche, like the more it appeals to me, the less it appeals to the general audience. So and I want the movie to succeed because like I'm a Nintendo fan. Too much probably. Okay, anyway, let's get back to not streaming my face, but streaming the world. So this is a Seria. It's kind of like Daiso if you've ever been to Japan. It's a 100 yen shop. So everything in here is 100 yen unless it's labeled as otherwise. I thought it's harder for today's kids to be introduced to Mario because of Sony's Xbox. Yeah, that's true. I think that's accurate. But those are pretty good. I guess that's a dog. This is clearly a bear, like clearly. I'm a scientist. But what is that? This guy's ambiguous. This is kind of homie that I'm not quite sure. Yeah, the work environment. Her job was great for years and years and years, and then she got a new boss, and the boss was bad. And she's been there for a couple years, is being power harassed constantly. And she's finally quit. 70 yen, so 70 USD. Yeah, just because yen is like ridiculously cheap right now. So I am looking for two things. I'm looking for a little mesh bag, and I'm looking for this necklace thing that I'm wearing to hold my mic on it. The data signal is all over the place here. Sorry if it gets a little sketchy. Let me know if it becomes unwatchable and we'll move someplace else. Okay, so I'm feeling like my little mesh bag area. We're kind of getting in that neighborhood maybe. Some Daiso in America, $1.50 is the base price. Yeah. The gimbal is acting crazy. Come on. There we go. These places are kind of hard to find anything in. I think they do that on purpose. Yeah, we're kind of lucky in a way. Oh, here's little mesh cases, but this is too big. I need something smaller than this. That's for like drying your bras or whatever, or washing your bras. Yeah, but I mean, the USD and the yen like kind of like go back and forth on each other. So right now it's just ridiculously cheap if you have USD and you're spending in Japan. Anybody that's coming on a trip here, like within the next foreseeable future, has a bargain on their hands. I'm pretty sure this is where I bought the mesh bag and the necklace, but it's been a really long time. I don't remember where they were in here. This necklace thing might have been in this area. It's a, oh, I can show it to you. Looks like this. So it's like this thing. And I clip my microphone onto it so it doesn't pull my shirt down. But it was either here or Daiso that I bought it, and I don't remember which one it was. It's like this stuff. It's like rubber band hair things. This is a hair cuttery. It's more than 100 yen now. Time to hit the mountainside onsen. Yeah, we were actually in Fujigoko literally yesterday. We came back yesterday. We did a cycling trip, and we'll have YouTube videos from that. If anybody here knows, can you throw the... Yeah, I can do it. I can do it. Don't make other people do your work, Eric. Oh no, it put a space in that I don't want. YouTube channel is being punched into the chat. Got a Daiso-like store. Everything is 3 to 5. They have places here that are like 500 yen and up. You walk away for 20 minutes, you're in Japan. Hey, welcome to Japan. TJV, if you're asking where I'm from, the States, but it's complicated. I grew up on the West Coast, but also lived on the East Coast for many years. We usually say Virginia. That's the simplest answer, but it's more complicated in reality. Boruto, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. That'll change quickly once the tourism booms again with the yen. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll find out. We're in unprecedented times. I think I'm not going to find the little bag I'm looking for. I keep getting distracted by the chat too, which is good, but yeah, trying to figure out where this little mesh bag is. The issue that I'm having is that my wireless hotspot overheats. So I need to put it in a little mesh bag on my bag, like hang it off of it. And if I can find the right thing, it should help a lot. I already bought one for my bicycle that hangs on my bicycle seat, but another one would be nice. But I don't see where they are. It's kind of crowded up in here. We'll go back here into the depths. Yeah, 148, yeah. If it hits 150, I think that's like unprecedented. When we moved here, it was basically the opposite. And we had to spend USD to buy like a fridge and stuff. It was brutal. But if you're spending yen overseas right now, you're in serious trouble. It's so weak. We heard that super large foreign banks are being requested to provide larger amounts of collateral for purchasing stock. These banks are driving up the dollar value. Yeah, it feels like there's some funny business going on. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to have an answer on why. Visited the mountains in Oita, and the onsen there was one of the most amazing experiences ever. You know, people are going to probably like click away when I say this. I'm not a big fan of onsen. I like the vibe of the cities and towns and stuff, but I don't personally like getting in onsen. It's just not my thing. It has nothing to do with the nudity. I don't care if people see my wang. I just don't like being hot. I feel like it takes me a really long time to cool down. All right. I think this might have been a bust. I don't think wherever I found these, it might have been at Daiso that I saw these stupid bags. I'm taking one more swipe through. It's like I'm missing a whole little section of stuff. I feel like it was here, but now it's all Halloween stuff, so maybe they've just moved things. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was a Daiso. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Yeah, they're really similar to these bags. Like it's really similar to like this stuff. It's just this is just way too big. Like these like travel bags. Maybe here? No. Airfare $2,000 to Japan. Woo! Yeah, I think as soon as they opened the gates, that there was a small window before the airlines realized that the gates were open, that you could buy tickets before they went way sky high. But that almost cancels out all the savings you'll get from the yen being so weak. All right, y'all, we're gonna pop out of here. I'm not feeling it. And maybe it was like right here. These things they look mesh, but they have plastic. So, yeah, I could ask, but I honestly I think I'm in the wrong place. So I'm not. It's not that important, anyways. I found it. I'm not in the wrong place. It looks like this. Yes, it was right here, but I need a white one. These are too big. This one I could probably make work, but that needs to be white. I could just buy a black one for now and see if it works. It would be less conspicuous looking. You guys talking about tattoos for onsen? The data got bad. Sorry if we're glitching out. There's a website that has like if you like look up onsen and tattoo, there's a website that lists out all the places it allows them. All right. They're still pretty sketch about tattoos. Like it's not like I have tattoos and it can be hit and miss. But it's some places are fine with it, some places aren't. Yeah, black mesh bags. Okay, I think I'll buy one of the black ones and See how it goes. Oops. All by the one I dropped. It's still kind of big. It's like bigger than I need. This little spot doesn't have signal. It's like a self-serve area over here. It says you can't use. We do not need. Give me just a second. Yeah, we're in Tokyo, so there's gonna be English like everywhere. I gotta pay with a credit card. Give me just a second. I gotta make sure I don't dox myself here. All right, we got a thing. It's not perfect, but it's a thing. Getting around Japan is actually easy and simple, even you don't. Yeah, getting around is no big deal. That's kind of my experience though worldwide. We've been to a lot of countries. It's hardly, like, we've hardly run into problems where language has actually been a problem. You figure it out. Having English as a first language is definitely a benefit. I'm not gonna lie about that. In the Netherlands, I re-spoke English to you. Elrac, hey, what's going on? Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, it's a little easier in the Tokyo area. I mean, the thing is even when you're outside of Tokyo area, you'll figure it out. It's that's not being able to speak to people is kind of part of an adventure too. Like, don't like. Sometimes I think people worry about that, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, what's gonna happen?" Ain't no thing. All right, guys. Got some toilets from the future. This is very similar to the one we have at home, actually. But you can come into like this is like kind of like a Best Buy or whatever, right? Like get different toilet seats. What kind of massage do you want? All right. Yeah, in the States you'll find a lot of Spanish speakers for sure. The one language that I think you can find like anywhere in the world, no matter where you go. What floor am I on? I'm on the... I'm lost. Telebi Recorda. This is not an interesting floor. Oh, it's like TVs and shit. The one language I think you can find everywhere though is if you speak some Chinese. Like there's somebody that speaks Chinese in every town in the world. There's just so many Chinese people. English is probably the most useful language, but after that, believe it or not, Spanish comes pretty close too though, right? Let's just walk around this floor a little bit. I think I'm on the camera floor. Where am I? Oh, it's computers and stuff. The cameras are down in the basement. I'm not going to risk the signal downstairs. All right, let's just keep moving. We went from Tokyo to Okinawa. Nara, Kyoto, Osaka, Oita. Definitely get a JR pass. Portable white spot. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what your plan is. If you're going to move, a JR pass doesn't make sense if you're only coming to like one city though. If you're only going to come to Tokyo for a week, the JR pass doesn't work out. But Kataboom, thank you for the follow, by the way. But if you're going to be going to like Kyoto and back or something, or Osaka and back, or from Tokyo, like definitely get a JR pass. It pays off really quick. It seems expensive up front, but it gives you access to that speedy bullet train. That's good news. I'd stop and look at the phones, but the phone people here, like, they're really aggressive when you start looking at things. They want to sell you like contracts and shit. Pixel 7, is this at a Pixel 7? So sometimes I would get one of these, like these Pixel 7s are like kind of tempting, but apparently the Pixel series kind of overheats a lot. That guy was going to come talk to me, but then he saw I was a foreigner. Might have sketched him out with the live streaming thing too. All right, let's go outside. Okay, so if anybody is new here, this is the city is called Tachikawa, and it is inside of the Tokyo, like the quote-unquote state of Tokyo, the prefecture-ish area of Tokyo, and it is kind of central geographically, but it's outside of the super urban area of Tokyo. It's like a satellite city, and a lot of commuters live here and stuff like that. We have lived here just since February. We moved here from central Tokyo, basically. So we're still kind of exploring it and learning it, but kind of getting a hang on it. It's a cool town though. Like this area, it has kind of everything you need in a fairly compact area. So like you think about like Shibuya or Shinjuku or Ueno or something, and they have like everything in those areas, but it's kind of spread out because the areas are so big. This has like the same type of stuff, just compressed into a smaller physical area. Let's see. Are there many American foods? We've been in Japan so long that we don't miss American food at all. Like, I mean, like we've been here for like over a decade. So you just hit a point where you just like are like, whatever. I mean, I don't know. You don't even think about it. I mean, if I could snap my fingers and have like amazing Tex-Mex cuisine, like an amazing burrito in my hands, I wouldn't not snap my fingers. I'd do it. But we almost don't really even think about it that much. But yeah, okay, so I'm walking away from like the central hub area. The train station is like down over there. And like Japanese cities tend to build up around train stations. So like all these buses are going into the train station area. The only thing I missed in Japan was good breakfast food. Okay, so you probably know this by now, like if you've followed us at all. The trick to that is to find a bakery. The bakeries are where you'll find a decent Japan breakfast, but not all bakeries. Some of them are not good. You gotta learn how to sniff them out. Or they also have like toast breakfast places where you get like toast and coffee for like, it's usually pretty cheap, like 500 yen or something. And they'll have like a little salad, maybe even some soup. Or you can go into Yoshinoya style restaurants and you can get like a grilled salmon breakfast. So it'll be like salmon and miso soup and some rice and maybe some like pickled stuff. And that's kind of the way to do it. I'm gonna miss it, but there's a green fire truck. I've never seen a green fire truck before. Bikuri Donkey felt very American. Yeah, kind of, yeah. Yeah, kind of. It's kind of like Bizarro America. Enjoy your longer life without American food. Yeah, I didn't want to say that like about missing American food, but it is unhealthy. just generally speaking. Yeah, there's some definite truth to that. Miss good Mexican food. Yeah, even the best Mexican food in Tokyo is still like middle of the ground Mexican food that you would get in North America. But I mean, this argument goes both directions. Like, how good is the sushi in America, really? You know what I mean? You can't have it all. But yeah, Tex-Mex is so dope. My friend wants to go to Japan. I like fish for breakfast. I had it first time in for Singapore. Yeah, I mean, that's something you can definitely pull off here. If you go to like a fish market, like in a city or something, you can go and like just straight up get sushi for breakfast, and it's usually really good, like in those types of areas. Or like a rice bowl, like a donburi with like fish on top. All right. So this is like the Japan stereotype, right? All the vending machines. This one's just juice boxes. Banana. Kind of trust that cow. Mild fruit and tasty milk drink. Nothing in America can compare to persimmon leaf sushi fresh from Nara or Okinawa. You might be onto something. I don't know. I think the best thing to have though is variety, and that's one place that America tends to kind of kick it off in variety depending on where you're at. But I feel like a lot of middle small town America has just turned into like Ruby Tuesdays and like PF Chang's type stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and it's gotten over. Like, it's just the same thing in every town. But if you're in like New York City or like Chicago or Los Angeles, you're gonna have a hell of a lot of variety just because of like the cultural mixing bowl that's brought in all these different types of foods. I mean, there's like a few cities in the world that like kick off like that. New York is probably one, right? London might be one. People, I think of Tokyo as like a food mecca, but there's still an absence of like legitimately good food from certain parts of the world here. You don't have quite the cultural mixing bowl that you have of like other countries, major cities. You know what, we should find a seat and see if we can attach this little bag to my bag that I bought. I'll get a stamp. Don't worry. 90% of Japanese people walk alone and wear backpacks. And people got their stuff, you know what I'm saying? I think he's maybe waiting for me. All right, this is a bike parking area here. It's got covered. If you want to park your bike around here, it's 3 hours, it's free. And then after that, you can bike here for 2 hours for 50 yen, and then 4 hours for 100 yen. So it's fairly cheap. Woo, that's squeaking. Food mecca, most Japanese people eat tiny amounts of food, and everyone's skinny and short. I mean, what I mean by food mecca is like, look up the city with the most Michelin stars in the world. Tokyo is sort of renowned for their food. It's just specific types. A lot of cuisine came from immigrants and slaves in the early days, so food is quite rare. Yeah, exactly. There are taco trucks here. I've seen some, but they're rare, and usually it's taco rice instead of tacos. Or maybe it's like octopus instead of tacos, like a taco. Most Japanese also eat alone. I think somebody in the chat might not know so much about Japan. Japanese was at its peak in the 1990s. Lots of hot takes, everybody. Oh boy. All right, so I think I can go over here and find a place to sit for a couple minutes. I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna put that bag. We're gonna put that bag on our other bag and see if we can make it work. See if we can do some. Look at the cars in Tokyo. No normal cars in Japan. Man, you are looking at Japan through a lens of wherever you're from. Normal cars? These are normal cars. What are you talking about? You're looking for a perspective, and your perspective is not wide. But that's okay. You can have that perspective if you want. I've been in the Tokyo airport about 10 years ago. What's a normal car? A normal car is probably, I'm gonna guess, based on the feedback we're getting from this person, that a normal car has to weigh at least 3 tons, and it has to be, the windshield can't be any lower than 7 foot off the ground. And it has to have huge tires. And if it doesn't roll over at least 3 children a day, it's not a normal car. There has to be a head count. Small amount. Oh god. Oh, internet. You wild on out there. It's got to have a body count. If the car doesn't have a body count, it's not a real car. Got to be American. Bad news, guys. Skateboarding is illegal here. I am a little worried that I go over here sometimes and the signal gets really sketch. So I'm keeping an eye on it. If the signal dips out on me, I'll walk out of here and find us some better signal. Tokyo has one of the worst public systems. Okay, guys, we got a troll in the chat. In 3, 2, 1, I'm going to disband that person. It's just a bit much. I think we obviously know this person's just trying to get a reaction at this point. We should take a poll. Should we ban the troll, or should we keep the troll for fun? Worst and outdated transfer. You've lost your mind. It's really funny. Oh god. Yeah, guys, let's get a consensus. Are we keeping the troll or are we banning the troll? Just let me know how y'all feel. Look at this big plant. This is a big plant. %90 chance we say goodbye. Well, sometimes it's fun to feed the trolls for real. We got the ban. Okay, we got another ban. Seoul has almost 1,000 subway stations. I mean, the Seoul system is good. That's true. Compare it to the Tokyo's 300. Look up the whole train system, though. You don't know what you're talking about. Man, imagine just busting up in a room and being this ignorant. And thinking you're smart. Man, keep it and ignore it. But people, it's hard to ignore. The hot takes are so spacey. All right, let's see. I think there's a little park over here. As long as it's not too soggy, then we might find a place to be a person for a bit. Please look it up. You've lost your mind. Somebody over here thinking that subways the only trains are subways. Tokyo's entire system has 300 stations. You're wrong. back in the 1960s, the Beatles. All right, Jenny Lee World's trolling days are over, y'all. All right, my friend drove a 1961 Pontiac Bonneville in Holland. He took up 2 lanes. That would be a bit excessive. You can get around Tokyo easily via public transportation. The number doesn't matter. Some people just with the hot takes. This person was trying to say, what did they say? Like, the food here is bad because people aren't fat? What a metric for good food. Anyway. Woo! Which park is better? There's 2 of them. There's like one right here and there's one right over here. Boop. Hot takes. I like that. I looked it up, guys. Just out of curiosity, because I know they're wrong. Transport in Greater Tokyo. You roll on down here, 158 lines, 48 operators, 4,000 kilometers, and 2,200 stations. So that's just based on like this Greater Tokyo thing. They've got 300 stations. No, that's not true, y'all. Somebody's just an idiot. All right. Everything is wet. Guess Jenny is all about those endless breadsticks at Olive Garden. Yeah, you got to get them. You got to get the endless breadsticks. Okay, this is fairly dry. Give me just a second here, and we will do the thing. Looks like the signal here is okay. Wadam. There's this kind of like sun, so the shadowing is kind of bummer, but American Chipkins is why I'm fat, not tall. Chicken and waffles is pretty dope though, to be honest. The thing is you can eat that IHOP kind of stuff here too. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so the mission has been that this little guy overheats. This is the modem. And I kind of want to try to rig a way to hang the modem off this bag, but in a mesh bag, so that it has a little bit of breathing air, right? So I'm kind of thinking like just if it hangs like that, so nothing too fancy. It could go sideways, and it's going to go sideways. So I've got a couple of carabiners, and I think I can probably do some magic here and do a really dirty setup where I just punch a hole in the mesh bag, which was like $1, so who cares? And I'm trying to think of like the best way to go about that. Probably could go with scissors, but I don't have any. Yeah, I mean like a cool box or something would be okay, but it'd be more weight. Probably be more necessary in the summer than we're going into the winter, so it's not that big of a deal right now. And it'd be more weight, and also if I do a stream that's like 7 hours, like you end up running out of cool stuff. The cool stuff stops being cool. So yeah, I mean, there are other solutions, but it doesn't really shut itself down unless it's really hot. But I think it'd just be better for it. Just trying to punch through this mesh. It'd just be better for it if it had a little more air to breathe. Okay, we've got one. And then on the other side, I don't have an official place to loop it, but I think it'll still work. Yeah, then you have to, yeah, if you just have the brick things, then you also have to worry about electronics getting wet from the condensation. And I mean, you can put things in bags and blah, 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 blah. But this is for the weather I'm having right now. This solution's fine. And this is just sort of a test. I'm not anticipating using this bag forever. I'd prefer if this was white because it reflects the light from it. I have a white one hanging on my bike and it works really well. But I definitely do not have the right tools right now. I don't have a piece of string. Again, this thing was $1, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. If it, we're almost there. If I have to buy another one because I rip it like a moron, it's not like it's the end of the world. I only have one more little area to go through. And then we'll have great success. It's like way harder than you think it is. Yeah! Okay. Look at us go, y'all. Now we got a little bag. Boop! There's probably a way that I could like rig something up over here to keep this from sliding down, but while I'm walking, that's gonna be totally fine. And that'll help me when I need to use a battery charger, actually, because I can put a battery. Whoa, it's really warm. Sweet. Yeah, we've seen like nothing but rain, basically. How is Japan as far as crime goes? Very, very, very low crime. Like I could leave this here right now and go to the bathroom and come back and nobody will have touched it. Like the camera and everything. Like I'd be almost 99. It would be a freak occurrence if somebody grabbed it. Yeah, so it's not something you like really got to worry too much about. It's not that it doesn't exist. That's like a fallacy. But it is super, super safe here. Maybe the white one is not necessary. Maybe this black one will be fine. It's like if I have the black one sort of just blends in with the bag and looks inconspicuous. The white one would be pretty prominent. Most crime I've heard about is con type crime. That's true. Yeah, it'll be like people like tricking old people out of their pensions and shit, like that kind of, like, it's almost the worst crime, right? It's like really bad to take advantage of people who are like, don't understand what's going on or whatever. Like you call some old lady and tell her the internet says you got to give me all your money or whatever. It's some horrible shit. But like there's almost no street crime. Like the idea of somebody like robbing you like with a knife or like even like grabbing your bag and running off or something, even in the sketchiest neighborhoods, it doesn't really happen. And I don't mean that it never happens, but it basically never happens. I'm getting crimed right now. There's a mosquito. Is it low enough like 2010 where they had parts of Tokyo without a curfew because they had no issues with anyone? I don't understand. They had parts of Tokyo without it. There is no curfew here. The safest city for a woman to walk around at 2 a.m. and not get mugged. Yeah, Katie, like when we even when we lived in the central part of the city, Katie would like walk home alone, like after going out with her friends drinking, and like it would be like a 10, because sometimes she had to come all the way from Ikebukuro station. It would be like a 20-minute walk, and Ikebukuro is known as one of the seedier parts of the city, and it's really not that bad. And she would walk home alone, like partially intoxicated, and no problem. I think maybe the biggest problem you have here is people doing, it's called chikan, and it's like people like groping women and stuff. That's a pretty big problem. It's definitely a problem. But Katie has never experienced that. But I actually have. I had a woman chikan me, which is really strange. But it was just an uncomfortable. No, I had a guy grab me one time too. So, yeah, that's kind of a problem. Tourist City says something. Yeah, there's not really a theft problem here. Literally, you'll go into Starbucks here, and people will take their like brand new like $1,000 iPhone and put it down on the table at Starbucks to hold its spot. And they'll like leave their phone. They'll leave their phone as the like placeholder while they go order. Like you'll see this all the time. Or like people just leave their Apple laptop or whatever, like these expensive devices. It's like, oh, just leave it here and it'll hold the place. Like that's very common. Oh, in 2010, the guest house manager told me that some parts of Tokyo had a curfew, but Nishi Tokyo didn't. I don't have any idea what you're referring to. I've never heard of a curfew here. Teenage curfew a bit back then? Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't a teenager here in 2010, so. You don't avoid dark, yeah, you don't have to avoid dark alleys. As a tourist, like, you have to worry about, if somebody comes to you and they're like, yo, come with me to this bar, don't go. Like, if somebody tries to take you into a bar, unless it's like a friendly, like, if you're in like Shinjuku or something and like a lot is built up and like some dude comes up to you and is like friendly and like come to my bar or something, they generally just don't go. It's dangerous. Like tourists, they'll end up putting like roofies in their food and then they pass out and they'll take a credit card and like put $10,000 charges on it. Like that happens. That's the major problem for tourists here. But if you just like kind of like are more careful about where you're going, then you don't have to worry about that kind of thing. It's almost never Japanese people approaching you to do that either. Like, you had your ass filled on a Paris subway train by some old guy? Yeah. I mean, I'm huge. I'm 6'7". I'm 2 meters tall, and still, like, I had a woman cheek on me, and it was really awkward. And then I had a drunk guy at a izakaya when we were in Shikoku feel my like really just touch my ass in a way that was just not okay. Oh yeah. It's not that there's nothing bad that happens in Japan. That's not what I'm trying to say. But like violent crime or even like direct theft from people is sort of like not something you have to worry about nearly as much as you do in most other countries. And there's other places that are super safe too, but just like generally speaking. And Shinjuku can be safe if you know who to trust and stuff. I mean, I've been over there a lot, walking around in Golden Gai or walking around in Kabukicho and stuff. I mean, I've done a lot of just wandering around there, and I've been like kind of intoxicated during it and stuff. Nothing bad has ever happened to me in that area, but like I know the situation. If you're just fresh off the boat and you can't read the air, then you could get yourself in a little trouble. You look mean. Yeah, I think people think I look mean too, but that's why I wear the gnome hat. I had my entire backpack with all my personal belongings stolen. And yeah, that sucks. Oh God, that would burn. Thoughts and prayers for your backpack. Sorry to hear that. All right, let me see here. Is this thing still overheating or are we doing better? still overheating. It doesn't matter so much. I look chill as hell. Yeah, I don't know. Some people say I look scary. In Japan, like, my beard is a little intimidating. I don't know how well you can see my beard. It's like all dark, right? But like in Japan, this is like kind of not normal. Like, and I mean, I'm also like this gigantic. I mean, I'm like humongous compared to the majority of the people here. So, yeah, I think it's like I am the beholder stuff. But I have some fairly good news. I have since tried to track the iPod of the word. Yeah, I'll have the gray hair soon. I'm on your tail. If you can be sued for hurting someone's reputation, they may not want the chance of getting a bad rap. I must have missed part of the conversation. Okay, so I'm going to try to not step on the flowers so that we can get over here and we can look at the kappa. There's our dude. Does anybody have a cucumber? A cutie? A Japanese cucumber? Because that's what he likes. Wait, Mongol